Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let's review the entire market. And at the end, I will be reviewing JP Morgan and EI Lilly. Those are two subscriber requests. I will review long-term charts. So stick to the end if you want to see them. So this is market where we are right now. Yesterday, Nasdaq went from sell zone to the buy zone. You can see yesterday had a perfect tag, actually just to the dot. What a beautiful indicator this is. So just tag and then sold off since then. And now where we are in the neutral zone. So sentiment is turning a bit bearish. So let's see if you're going to come to this zone on Nasdaq around 23,355, you should be looking to buy. Okay, so this is only for day trading. So around 0.47 down. So it's already down 0.15. So let's say about 0.6%, around 0.6%, 0.7%, sorry. Anything in this zone, I'll be looking to buy for a quick bounce, just for the day trading only, okay? And anything above this, you can look to short or take profit if you're buying around here. So it's going to be very volatile. I think till Nvidia earnings, a market will just keep chopping around, and then Nvidia will decide if market goes to new high or it dumps and fills some of the gaps, which I will show you in a bit on a daily chart. In terms of S&P 500, very similar story. Actually, S&P 500 was extremely bullish on Friday after Powell's speech. Yesterday also came very close to sell zone and then perfect tag of buy zone around 8 p.m. Eastern yesterday, and now it's in same story here. Look to buy below 64.28, sell above 64.80. Here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is weak and it's already telling us what could happen to equity market, Nasdaq and S&P 500. It already made a new low. I will show you on a daily chart very soon. But right now, you don't want to be shorting here. The perfect time to short will be above 112K. This is where you could be looking to buy for a quick bounce and look to take exit. You can see how many chances are there. Look how many bounces. It's a rotation machine. Market is a rotation machine. So any bounce, look to sell and then wait for it to buy again. So a lot of money to be made if you have this chart. Ethereum, very similar story. Look to buy in this green line. This is around 43.94. So, and if you guys want to know more about this indicator and the levels of stocks I buy and sell, then subscribe. There is a join button in the bottom left description of this video. Join and let me know user ID. Will add you to members section where I share all the stocks I'm buying and the levels for these. All right, so let's go to long-term chart. As I'm going through that, guys, hit the like button. I appreciate that. So this is the S&P 500 long-term chart where we are right now. We're looking for a tag of orange line. So that would be about from where we are at least at 3% away. All right, so in a bull market, we touch both red and orange line. So we came very close to touching the red line. Now we could be going back to touch the orange line. You can see here every time in a bull market, we touch orange line as well. Also looking for RSI to come near bottom green zone here. That's another area I think I will be looking to pick it up. So keeping an eye on both sides. Nasdaq, similar story, looking for this bottom line to touch. In terms of daily chart, let's look at the levels here. S&P 500 uh, had a support, was rejected at near all-time high, could be a double top, and got support of this 10 moving average. Okay. Now I wanted to show you on 1 hour chart how many gaps we have. We have a gap here, 63.70, and then 63.41, and then bigger gap here around 62.52. So if I go to do daily chart, the possibilities of gaps to be filled all the way up to actually all the way up till 6,000. All right, so from where we are, if they want to decline after Nvidia 1%, 1.49, 3%, 5%, and 6.38%. So this gap is going to be very critical, 60 to 56, because there's a lot of support here. That's where this 50 moving average is coming. So I'm assuming it's going to hold here, not going to go back to fill this gap, this gap, this gap, this gap. That will be in the next bear market. So I'm hoping it's going to stop here, but we have to keep an eye. This is live market and you can see it's already below 10 moving average. So let's see if they're going to continue to decline. Again, all depends on NVIDIA earnings, which we'll see soon. Similar story on Nasdaq. Actually, Nasdaq has some upper gaps as well. So with Nvidia, they could pump and fill some of these gaps. I can show you on 1 hour chart. You can see there's a very slight gap here, very slight gap here, but they are there nevertheless. So yeah, Nasdaq has all the gaps until here, 21,896. There are more gaps bottom, but I think at minimum, this is also a very critical stop here, 22,824. If that doesn't hold, then we could go fill this gap here. Triple Qs, you can take a screenshot, very similar story of all the gaps. And this is live market Nasdaq. You can see here below 20 moving average. So it looks like they want to, this could be a lower high before they decline and make a new low. So this low, previous low around 23, to let's say 23,000 is very critical. We don't want to go below that. If we go below that, then most likely we're going to fill some of these other gaps as well. Bitcoin made a new low. You can see compared to this low around 112K, it did not hold, make a new low. So, and this is CME futures. There is also a gap around here, 116810, like I can show you in 1 hour chart. Big gap here. You can see gap down. So there's gap at the top, then there are also gaps at the bottom, 97K, 91,900. And we're kind of in the middle. So let's see what Bitcoin wants to do here. RSI can still go lower, and you can see it was going high on divergence. You can see lower high on RSI, lower high on PPO. So honestly, I think ideal to have some support around this 200 moving average. And if I do a fib retracement, which I showed you yesterday as well, sorry, not this one, wrong tool, this one. If I do a fib retracement, so we are right now around 0.618, so 109K. Okay, there is some support here, they bounce. If that doesn't hold, we are going to 104 and then 98. So this is where I think a very good strong support is coming around 200 moving average. So let's see what they do. And that's where these gap fills are also there. So I think it's going below 100K, but who knows, right? There's different fib levels which I showed could be acting as support for a bounce as well. So keep that in mind. Ethereum chart here. Again, near finding support on this 20 moving average. Let's see if it can bounce or fail. If it fails, it's going to 34, 3,000, and then gap here on 2,800 as well. So keep an eye out on those. Wix double bottom here, 7 counts buy signal bounce, sold off on Friday again, trying to go higher. So let's see. There's some gaps around 20 and then higher as well. So we'll see. Seasonality wise, September is pretty weak. So that might help VIX to go higher. Microsoft, I took a position, small position yesterday, got a 7 count SPY signal. So looking to take exit as soon as it turns green today, because I think market could be looking a bit weak to me. So I don't want to take risk in this market. So let's see which way it plays out. Other than that, Tesla had a very bullish day, made a new high or equal, yeah, made a new high, slightly new high compared to previous high. So let's see what they want to do. There are no gaps at the bottom all the way up till 259. So they could keep ripping until 402. That's quite possible, or 388. So um, Apple Apple is also looks like it wants to fill this gap around 225, and there's also this bigger gap. Let's look at Nvidia because this is the one which is has earnings. So earnings is tomorrow after hours. So 7 count SPY signal was rallying at what point and then gave it all back, but still close green. So let's see, could be another indecision candle today until earnings, because if earnings are good, it's going ripping higher, but if bad, then you can see all the gaps all the way down. These are all 1 hour gaps, and you can see there's a lot of room for Nvidia to go lower. And also with divergence, you can see making a new high with lower high on RSI and PP. I'll be staying away from Nvidia. Let's look at commodities. Crude oil got rejected here near 20 moving average, coming back to support area. Natural gas. There's no, actually no gap until all the way down to 1.67. So let's see if it can start to build some momentum. Want to see higher high on RSI and PPO. Um, Starting to get some higher high on PPO, RSI also a little. So let's see if it's building some momentum. That's good for the long run. Gold also just chopping around, short to the top, buy at the bottom, just chopping around, nothing interesting on gold. Silver doing the similar thing. Copper just bear flagging. Sugar coming to the buy zone. Wheat also in the buy zone. Corn in the buy zone. Dollar also just chopping around. Uh, After this news of Trump firing one of the Fed governor, it went down significantly, but then again it recovered. So let's see which way. Depends on all the news today. A lot of news happening every day, so we'll see. Okay, let's do EI Lilly and then JP Morgan. So this is the EI Lilly chart. One of the subscriber requested got a 8 count sell signal and then a decline. It's up 2.8%. There is some news which came today on EI Lilly about something. Obviously, light low. So something to with the weight loss drug going to next level. So of approval. So again, there is this earnings gap. So short term, I'm looking for this gap to fill. You can see a big dump after earnings, and then they are recovered nicely. Got a 8 count sell signal decline. Found support on this 10 moving average, and now trying to go higher. So these are the targets. There's also a gap here. So from where it is, where it closed yesterday to first gap, we have 7%, then 9%, and then 15% higher. Okay, so this is a critical resistance here around 200 moving average. Okay, so this is where it's coming right now, sitting around 789 and 780. There are two EMAs, 200 EMA and 200 SMA. So that's what it's going in terms of weekly. Came very close to 200 moving average and then finding support. So weekly also looks like there's a lot of room to go higher with all these gaps. You can see all the gaps up till 8. You can see a huge gap here as well. So I think long term it looks like a good investment and could be actually a flag long term. You can see on a weekly this could also act as a flag. You can see this pattern here, this trend line. So something like that. Not a perfect trend line on the top, but so this could act like a flag as well and possibly a very long higher targets in the long run. But this is where we are right now, stuck between support. So it could bounce actually up till here, red line, which is 800. So it could go up to 800. Okay. JP Morgan, JPM. Let's start with weekly. Weekly is not good because you can see RSI making lower high, PPO making lower high. So we are going higher on lower momentum. So weekly is saying this is long-term charts. You can see we made a new high with lower momentum. So, but let's look at daily. So daily looks like earnings are still a bit far away, October. So we just had earnings. Got a 9 count sell signal here in July and just chopping around since then. So let's get rid of this. So on daily also we have some divergence. You can see here we made a new high. This is a new high with a divergent high, and even PPO has a divergent high. So for some reason I feel like JP Morgan needs to come back down. I haven't charted gaps. These are old gaps, but you can still see there are gaps still there. So it seems like a pullback is possible on this, but as long as it holds this red and yellow line, we are okay. But if I break down below that, there are gaps here around 278, and then you can take a screenshot of all these gaps. Um, it's already at new all-time high, so I don't know why would you be buying here, especially with divergence. So I will wait for a nice pullback to buy again. I would like EI Lilly better than JP Morgan here for long run. Okay, that's it for subscribers pick, and I think I will close it here. And let's keep an eye. Let's see how things go today. Keep an eye on VIX, and let's see if we get a down day or this could be lower high. I'm thinking we could get a down day. So let's wait and watch. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.